Hello, and welcome. Welcome. Good morning, everybody. It's the 4:34 a.m. in the morning time. That's where the a.m. is. Good morning, Misty. And good morning, Douglas. And good morning, Gooboberti. That's me. Give me a few seconds. Good morning, Douglas. Shut up. Shut your stupid face. So I just got done doing some of that Facebook venue thing, and it's definitely new. And I think you would know whether or not you did it before. It was different before. It was just like a movie theater or something, but now it's like big screen TV. It's like big screen, the VR app, but made by Facebook. Pretty cool. It's pretty intense, and it got real. I got into a big argument about racism. It got crazy. It got crazy. Eye tracking. Yeah. Random here. Random here. Hey there, McKenna. Welcome. Just looking at my stuff. And just looking at my stuff. So you all excited about the new news? Are you all excited? Huh? Are you excited about the future of the game? Don't you know it's gonna be so darn cool? So I tried to record a video of the Facebook venue VR thing, but it wouldn't let me. Because there's people. It was amazing. It gives you like an upper torso thing, kind of like Rec Room, but it's really good graphics for the people. The people look like really good cartoons with their eyeballs and everything. And your character blinks. Your character is blinking, the lips move. And it's really good textures. It's like a little cartoon thing. It's crazy. You're a cartoon person. It was amazing. Oh, hey, Pete, what's new news? Oh boy, you don't even want to know about the new news in the game. Just won't be the same. Oh no, when the thing comes around the corner, yeah. Oh no, when the thing comes around the corner. When the thing comes around the flim flam thing. Check it out. Fallout Worlds. I'll go with this really quick, okay? Fallout Worlds. Custom Appalachia Flim Flams. What the heck? Yeah, so there's a bunch of people, right? And I was talking to people. It was just amazing. I was looking at their darn... This dude was next to me, and we're looking at this big screen. It's pretty interesting. Can you imagine for a minute? Remember episode 1 of Star Wars? When they're in the Galactic Senate and you have the little pod things that they're in, and they're kind of looking down towards the Galleria. Imagine that, but don't make it like that at all. Or make the pod thing very large, enough for about 30-40 people to stand on in a semicircle. But it's hovering. If you look over here to the left, you'll see another hovering thing and another hovering thing. But they're all fake. They're not real people. I think one day they will be people. But they're all like animated people like you. There's people there, and I look over, there's a person standing there, looking up, and they look just like a Disney Pixar person. A Pixar person, making like, ah, oh, ah, ah. Hi there. Oh! Yeah, stop it. It's horrible. It's making little micro expressions and little blinky things, and looked at me and blinked, starts talking, crazy. And then a lady came in, and she was wearing a red dress and had a funky old accent from France. Her hair was all done up, dark hair from France, red dress. Looking like a darn cartoon character from France with eyeballs and stuff, you know? Crazy. Ooh la la. Funky old chicken walk my way over. I slid on in and it's like, yep, VR, huh? And she said, ooh la la, flim flam, Jones, popping noise.
Thanks again for letting me stick around.
Whatever. But then I walked outside into the main area, and there's a bunch of people standing there having a big old conversation. And that's when things got real. I couldn't contain myself, and things got real. I'm a fighter for truth and justice, okay? I had to fight racism. I fought racism. Yeah. Anyways, I did. And I hopefully I opened up someone's eyes. Hopefully I opened up their eyes and everybody around them, the whole area. You and you and you. Right there in the middle. Pointing at people, leaning into their face. Man, oh man, I don't know if that's what Facebook expected. Like a riot with non-physical contact? Crazy. It's like a non-physical thing. Like they can never punch you in the face. They can never punch you in the face. Yeah. So cool. I don't want to go into too much thorough detail about what actually happened because this is a family stream. Okay. But woo! Person said if this was real, I'll be jumped right now. Oh, that's the problem here. You see, that's the problem. Listen here, everybody. Hey there, Franklin. How's it going? So last session, I was in the middle of doing a bunch of the daily ops. Back to back. Oh, the PTS patch notes are giving out more details. Oh, thank you, Andrew. I was thinking about doing the test server, actually. So I was in the middle of about to, I was about to talk about the private worlds for you people. Just for a quick second, okay? Really quick, okay? So, here's the, ugh. No. What? No. Whoa. No. What? No. Whoa. So, Fallout Worlds, okay, it's like a custom server thing, private test server. Or, it's a custom world, public world thing thrown onto the game. They're getting rid of nuclear winter, okay? From what we could tell, you don't get progress from this thing. You don't level up from it. You don't take anything out of it. But I'm pretty sure it creates a copy of your character. I haven't read the patch notes yet, but I made a bunch of speculation last stream for hours and hours and hours and hours and predictions and hopes and dreams and wishes is what we did, okay? If you are a Fallout First member, you can make a custom world with all kinds of little rules and little things. And many little things like infinite ammo, ragdoll, behavior, building options. You could place enemies, apparently, all kinds of weird stuff. But I think if you go here, it'll create a copy of your character, and you could level up the character in there, or maybe even make a new character while you're in there. Who knows? But it says right here, character progression on custom private worlds does not persist if the owner deletes the world, okay? And then this public world is just like a custom world, but it's stylized, really built up, because you could build in many more spots now. You could turn PvP all the way on, right? But this is Bethesda making a nice world that they put their little heart into. And you could also affect the weather. So they're doing this just for everybody to access, because custom worlds are Fallout First only, and think of the public worlds as a method to advertise Fallout First by dangling the custom world carrot in front of your face. You see, public worlds are a rotating series of Fallout world experiences available to all players, handcrafted by the team at Bethesda, with input from the community. Each world uses a combination of the settings to bring a different play experience, you see. Use the worlds as inspiration, right? So it's going to be cool. At first I thought it was going to be bad. I thought it was like a, because of some of the options like infinite ammo, infinite AP, and stuff like that. And then the whole idea that there's no real progression is kind of bad. But then I realized that progression is internal within that world. Okay? I'll go over the private test server patch notes in just a second. Yeah, so we were doing some heavy speculation. I'm wondering if you could either place individual enemies or if you could place entire random encounters. Wouldn't that be cool if you could really make a theme going on? If they give you like a big old database of different options, you know, a different palette. Individual enemies and the encounters. I want to have like a crashed vertibot with a bunch of enemies around it as a package, or a pack of roaming Brotherhood of Steel people. And then you could have them on the road and have some crash thing and some other crash thing and then some big thing down the corner. That'd be kind of cool. Also, it'd be really cool if you could sort of make a boss enemy. I know it's asking a lot, but it'd be cool if you could name enemies or name a enemy and designate the loot pool. That's asking a lot, ain't it? It's asking a lot, I know. But it's just for that world, so it doesn't matter, right? It doesn't matter as long as it's for that world. You might think it's weird and cheating, but it's not cheating if it's just in that world. It's cheating if you pull it out. But you're not, so it's okay. At first I thought it was stupid, but it's not stupid if there's consistent weird rules. As long as the owner of the world makes the rules known, like I said earlier. If they publish the rules, if they say next week we're changing something, you know, just make it known so it feels more immersive. And I think it would help if you had a heavy theme to your world. Put some theme going on, you know. Yeah. So a couple ideas I said earlier, was this is the Eye of Mordor. You somehow engineer this to make this the Eye of Mordor, because hey, infinite build options, right? You could make that the Eye of Mordor. Try really hard. I don't know. But Eye of Mordor, okay? And right down here is Mount Doom, right? Fisher Prime. And then over here is the Shire. And then over here is the Misty Mountains. And then maybe Saruman is over here inside. This is Saruman's tower with the Ents. And you could have like some tree thing, you know, right? The white hand of Saruman, right? Yes, and it'd be great to turn off fast travel for these worlds. Make it more intense.
Waste my time.
Also, the Wizard of Oz idea, because this sort of looks like Oz, you know? Oz. If you go there, it looks pretty green, and it's like a shining jewel. This is almost like the Yellow Brick Road, if you look at it on the map. And this is almost like the poppy field. You know? It starts to get really lore heavy, and then no one knows what you're talking about. And then they had to cross the chasm, the weird beasts. The point is, you can have some fun with it, and then people can play. And it's interesting to know whether or not players can play on the server if you're not online. You know? That's sort of a big deal. Is it tied to when you're online? Mind you, I'll be online for many, many, many hours. whenever I have my world, and then you can play in my world if you can. But as for the building, I was saying it'd be interesting if you could designate build zones, sort of like you have the map, and you could easily just draw a circle where no building here, building there. It might be as simple as just claiming all of the build spots. You know, where somebody else can't build there because you've already built there. I don't know. Because I would still like for players to be able to build something, but I don't want them to mess up anything. If you have things all designed all properly, you don't want someone just coming through and just changing everything. Come on. Yes, Matthew, I am quite sadistic, so
This is the warden of the Eastern Regional
I could be the
Penitentiary.
kingpin I've always dreamed
I
of.
have an emergency.
Hail and hail! I've come to assist you.
Is about to assault my penitentiary.
I've come to assist you.
Free in here. The temerity of it.
I have
I
come.
urge all armed
Hail.
citizenry to come to my aid. I strongly recommend taking a position that looks down into the courtyard.
The temerity of it. Server not responding. What in the HR puffin stuff is going on? Puffin flim. Soon there'll be 10 different modes. 10. So it seems like you could buy more than one custom world. It'd be interesting if they made the custom world a one-time purchase. What do you think about that? So that anybody, but you know, they really want you to have Fallout first to maintain it. You know, you got to maintain that thing. You have to maintain it. If you don't pay per month, then the server shuts down, and then your 100 people that play all the darn time, that cycle through, they don't get to play either. Well, too bad. You got responsibilities. Post Tenebra Lux. Yeah. Yeah. And we're back again in the thing. Three, two, one. DayZ, yeah, just like DayZ. But can you build in DayZ? You see, I played DayZ a bit, and so does Arma. I think Arma does the same thing. There's a couple games where it's really reliant on the players to build this world, and they have this crazy stuff going on, and say, you there, stop, present yourself, Rrr. I don't know. I think it'll be really helpful if they have cross-server. This server's bad. Yeah, if they have cross-platform, that'd be fantastic, don't you think? Because then you could really have your stuff populated and have more people. Maybe they'll let you send out a world link for people. Because right now it seems like the only way is by... Well, I guess that's just how it works. Just send a friend request. So I was doing the daily op a bunch of times earlier, you know? I think I did it 7 times. I was trying to see how much script I got. I think in the end I got about 45 script total after about 7 iterations. I got like 10 twice and 25 one time, you know? So, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to play the game. Let's go over here really quick. It's party time. Beast! Golly. The beep 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 song. Yeah. It was pretty stingy. Well, it was stingy before that too, but 2 days ago, it gave me the big old chunk of 50. I guess it really is random. Sometimes too random is bad, you know? 0, 0, 1. Okay. Let's do it again. It's still the same day. It's sort of a hard one, but not really hard. It's robots that's what makes it kind of hard, but they're not that bad. The main problem is, I guess, I can't see them with very mintat, so it's a tiny bit slower. Acquisition is a tiny bit slower, but it's fine. I changed a couple things to my build just to focus on my grenade launcher, just for the daily op. And I was doing it last night, and then my internet died. My internet died. Oh no, my internet died. Internet.
Calling all fire breathers.
In the future.
Got a priority alert for you. We picked up another one of them automated survey burner bots out in the ash heap. Those things are great for salvage. But
You know
need to hit
what's
it
weird?
hard and fast if you're
I was
gonna
trying to
stop
figure
it.
out how
The
old I
noise
am.
also tends to attract
You know?
unwanted
How old I
attention.
was.
So watch your
I'm
back.
not entirely sure.
Good luck. Try not to get killed.
You understand? It never really comes up. It never really comes up, you see. And I just have to do the math. But now it's getting kind of weird, you know? I was born in 1982. Okay? Birthday's in September, late September. Alright? And I was trying to do the math in my head. And I was trying to calculate it. I was like, okay, boom, 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 beam, bam, boom. Everything was fine up until the year 2020. And then things got weird. I could always do the math saying, well, I'll be 18 in the year 2020. Sorry, everything was fine until the year 2000. Because I was going to be 18 in the year 2000. I was 17 when I graduated high school. Didn't turn 18 until later that year. You see. In the year 2000. And then things kept going. The clock kept moving forward, and now it's 2021. Which is such a crazy year. A big number. It's a big 21. It's a big number. Deep future, deep, rich future. You know, earlier I was thinking I was doing the math, but I was going off of 2012. You know, thinking, okay, you got the 20 years for the 80. You know, 80 minus 2, you got that's 18, and then you get the plus 10. All right, so that means I'm not that old. But then you really do the math. You start adding some digits here and there, rotating some zeros sideways. Oh man. Right now I'm here for the fusion cores. Oh, come on. My fear is that somebody asks me how old I am, and then I have to think about it and do the math. Who does that? It sounds like you're lying. There's no way to make it not sound like you're not. Like you're lying. No, it just never comes up. I just, hold on a second. 82, subtract the 5. Terrible. No matter how many ID cards you show them after that point, they think you're some weird spy from a different country. Especially if you look like me. They think you're like some weird... you have been kind of weird. Are you wearing a wire? Somebody in the Facebook venues asked me how old I was. And I said, hey, I'm a grown-up man born in 1982. Aha. Because it happened. That's how old I am. Stop it. I'll do one daily op. Well, I think at a certain point your age is pretty important because it's like, it's significant. It's sort of like your level in a video game. There's milestones, a lot of them. Oh yeah. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
This is Dodge. Not sure why or when, but we had a breach in secure comms. Radio interceptors in your AO are responsible. We need to shut them down. We're gonna need to reduce the enemy numbers here for me to get you better intel. Take a few of them out. Let's keep the action quiet if we can. Better to focus on a single target from the shadows than to kick up a whole nest of them.
Fugitive has been located.
Oh man. So dangerous.
Okay. An enemy in the area is carrying the code we'll need. Can't shut down the interceptors without it. Kinda hazy on who exactly it is, but my money's on whichever one looks the most important. Perfect. That one had a code. Use it to shut down an interceptor. Keep an eye out for reinforcements in the area.
Yes.
Has one down. Take it from the top. Hunt another batch until we draw out more code.
Take me to chat.
A sick little mind put this scheme together.
Dude. Oh man. Gotta move across the map. Where are they? They're not spawning. Spawn. Spawn.
Should be another code carrier strutting around.
Okay, here we
Find
go.
'em. Take them out.
Right down. Run past them.
Hostile target.
Another code in the bag. Use
Right
it to
here.
shut down an interceptor.
Yeah.
I'm detecting heightened presence near the devices, so approach
Oh, it
with
says I'm in the main
caution.
menu. I'll have to close out the game or
Will be
something.
identified. Cancel position. This area clear. Proceeding with search.
The staircase is
protocol.
dangerous. Oh. Yeah.
Identify yourself.
Following those red dots. Nope, back there. No.
You're attempted.
No. One more.
Got a strong signal for a code carrier.
Big one.
This is a mean one. Sneak up on them first. Get a few shots in before they notice. Coordinate a takedown with your whole team if you have to. You need that code. Hey, nosy asshole. Whoever you are, I hope you enjoyed listening in on our chatter. It's time to cut you off.
Yeah. Yeehaw.
Well, that's that. Not sure what sort of nefarious
Done.
plot involves spying on the Brotherhood, but y'all put an end to it. Good on ya. Head home, team.
Oh yeah. Yeah, hey, Matthew, if you want to play, I'll play with you, and we can knock out a couple rounds real quick. Yeah! I'll go ahead and restart the game if you want to play with me. Be great. Get a whole squad going. Oh my gosh. So I got 50 caps. This is the iteration 8. I'll close out my game. Boom, 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 bam, ba, doom, doom, doom. Yeah. Okay, so here is the features log. Fallout Worlds update. The Fallout Worlds update is available. I want to play test right. I've play tested. It's available now. It's available now. With this update, okay, yeah, sure. Okay. So here's more details, people. Yay. Now you get to see some of the excitement from yesterday that you missed, okay? Those that asked me about the public worlds in the past day have heard me say the same thing a million times. The first time was fun. So here we go. New public worlds will help me shake up my normal gameplay by offering special worlds that have pre-selected group of Fallout worlds available. Yeah, sure. All players can join, sure. One public world will be available to players at a time. Public world themes will rotate weekly in the PTS and monthly. Oh my god, it's so exciting! I'm gonna try it out. Here are some of the public world themes that you could expect to see. Happy Builder. No camp placement restrictions. Relaxed building restrictions. All map locations discovered. Sure. PvP has been disabled. Okay. Dweller must die. It has names. Interesting. Reduced damage dealt by players. Okay. Increased damage received. Greatly increased enemy difficulty. And dark bog weather effects. Does that mean, let's see, I think the reduced damage dealt by players makes PvP more fun. Right? I think that's important. Butcher's Delight. Infinite ammo, no AP cost from combat. Enhancement dismemberment. Oh, enhanced dismemberment. So you get free bloody mess. Quantum World. Max jump height. Oh, that's why it showed that. Quantum World. No fall damage. Nuked creatures and flora. Ooh! Quantum Storm. Oh, the whole thing is a... Oh, that's so cool. Jumping around. No fall damage. They're all nuked. But why would you even want to do it? If it, for fun, whatever. Who cares? High risk. No fast travel. Always on PvP. And players drop additional loot. Interesting. Ooh. After you tried a few public worlds, let us know. Custom worlds. Players with active Fallout First can choose the custom world option from the play menu. Yeah, wide selection. They create a custom world. I want to do it, people. I'm doing it! While creating your custom world, you can choose a broad array. Okay, yep. Yeah. Workshop, build in previously restricted areas. Disable the need for electricity. Increase the camp budget. Infinite enemy spawns. Alter PvP rules. Adjust enemy difficulty. Give yourself infinite ammo. Yusa. Change item durability. Okay. Disable fast travel or make it free. Choose special weather effects, including radstorms, nuke zones. New weather effects like quantum storm and dark bog. Add filters for a nuke view. Adjust jump height. Custom worlds, it might mess up with your game. Well, they're saying that some of these settings might make your game run like garbage. It's not our fault, is what they said. Currently, you can select a custom world that you created in one of 3 slots. You can select one of them to set. Cool! They give you 3 slots! See, that answered that question right. That answered that question right there. Question 1. You can edit your custom worlds after you finish creating them. So even if you've filled all 3 slots, you can still change them. Yeah. Good. Okay, cool. So it's not permanent. So once you set these options, it's not permanent. But I would like for it to be, maybe. I was saying that you shouldn't change it too often, perhaps. I don't know. Yeah. Character progression. Oh, this is important. Character progression. The progress each of your characters make in public or custom worlds is specific. Yes! And it's completely separate. Yes! At least it counts there. That was the prediction, and so far so good. Let's continue reading. You can clone. I use the word first! See that? Look at that. You can clone your adventure mode character for use in public or custom world at any time. You can have up to 5 Fallout world characters at a time. That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Punch me right in the Halifax right now. Your character progress in public world will remain available as long as that public world is still available to play. Daily Ops expansion. Double mutation. Daily Ops. What? You can't. Okay. During double mutation events, daily ops will be randomized each day with enemies of one of 8 unique combinations of 2 different two different mutations. Whoa! Like Diablo, just like Diablo. My goodness. Yeah. Every other weekend. Every other weekend. From Thursday to Monday. My goodness. And in the PTS, I'm not going to be doing that. Whatever. I'm doing the other thing. I'm messing with the world. I really want to see how it works. I want to give them suggestions. Dang it. I am a valued member of the community. Okay, ooh. So while the double mutation event is active, adventurers who enter the thing will get, enter the daily ops, will get 2 to 6 legendary cores for the first and all subsequent Elder Tier completions. Double XP, double the in-game currency rewards. Okay, so whatever you're going to get, it's double. So if you're going to get 10, it's 20, 25, 50, 50, 100, right? Cool. 0, 0, right? We were just concerned with the in-game currency for daily ops, weren't we? It's amazing. Here are some new potential mutations. So check it out. Blistering Cold, Freezing Touch, and Swift. Freezing Touch and Group Regeneration, Chilling Mend, Clouded Toxins, Active Camouflage, and Toxic Blood. Ew. Relentless, Resilient, and Group Regeneration, sure. Resilient means melee. That you have to kill them with melee. Stinging Frost, Freezing Touch, and Toxic Blood. Swift Stalker, Active Camouflage, and Swift-Footed Flimflam. Unstable, Volatile, and that's explosive and swift-footed. Ooh. That'd be crazy. Sprinting at you and exploding. Vaporous, volatile, and active camouflage. Nice. Ooh, and they added communists. That speak Chinese. It's true. To the enemy group. That's hilarious. It's hilarious and mildly offensive, which makes it interesting. And we'll get the Arctos Pharma Biome Lab. That's where the Project Paradise is. Watoga High School. That's a good location. Uncanny Caverns. Okay. And Arctic Marine Armor, Mechanic's Best Friend Pipe Wrench, Soul Survivor Lever Action, Black Hazmat Suit, Mylert King Tube, Blood Eagle Skull Lord Outfit, Helmet, Auto Grenade Launcher Paint. Doo-ba-doo with a shoot and do and do. Let's leave the game right now. It's true. To the main menu. And back out again. I'm kind of curious. I never did the test server. I never did the test server, so I'm just kind of curious to see. I'm just kind of curious. So I go over here, and I go over here. I hit that button, and then I go down here, and I hit the. I read words. Fallout, Fallout, Fallout. PTS. Install. Accept. I read all that. You saw my eyes. Accept. Let me scan it. Accepting. Accepting. Zing 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 zing. I'll do it later on because my hard drive is full. So I'll do it later on, okay? And that'll be fun. It'll be fun. Ah! Yeah. Hey, Matthew, if you want to play, let's do the darn thing. But I have the desire to, you know, I have the desire to start making some room to get this test server online. Is it like the same exact size as the actual game? It's ridiculous. Like 80 gigs or something? I'll just uninstall one of those other games I've been playing. Like the Chivalry game or something. Yeah. Okay. Alright, let me invite. Can I? Yep, there it is. I'm inviting. No. Wouldn't it be nice if I could do something, maybe just something else for a while? Let's go straight south. I'm looking for some fusion cores for a second. Let me join some random team here. I'm creating a daily op team. Can I stream the test servers? Yeah, I think so. People do that, don't they? Because it's not private. It's public. It's a public test server. That's the whole thing. That's what I just checked. It's called the P isn't private. It's public. It's a public test server. That's the big difference. At one point it was private. Remember that? So yes, the answer is yes, because Bethesda said so. And because I had a problem with it. You know? I had a problem with it back when people were still revealing information with a private test server, and you're not supposed to. You can get in trouble. It's like a non-disclosure sort of thing, you know? Not in trouble, but you know, you're not supposed to talk about anything or give your opinion at all if you're on a private test server. You're not supposed to make a video and start talking about what you just did. Even talking about it is bad, I think. You know what I mean? Let alone showing any content or a screenshot or any bug or anything, or live streaming it. But public test server is different, and I think Bethesda made some statement to that fact, and they made it public, and there you go. I'll have to label it clearly that this is the test server. Because I'm really trying to help them. I'm not trying to have fun. I'm not trying to have fun. I'm trying to analyze and assist. I'm trying to analyze and assist. Okay. They need me. Boy. Whoopsie. Great. Okay. All right. Oh yeah. Alright, it's time. It's time. I have to get some fusion cores. Give me the beat boy and free my soul. I wanna get lost in this rock and roll and drift away. Oh, a twang, 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 and a twang, and a twangity twang. Waiting for my teammate to come through and kill the enemy. Give me the flint and the flam in your face. Okay.
Come in, team. Someone's been intercepting our communications. I'm a private guy, so I'm none too pleased. Whoever this punk is, let's shut him down. But don't forget, stealth is key in this location.
Sure.
Taking on the entire group at once is likely to get you all killed right quick.
Approach and identify yourself. Law-abiding citizens will not be harmed. Intruder,
No.
identify yourself.
Enemy nearby should be carrying the code. We'll need it to shut one of the interceptors down. I don't have any intel on who the code carrier is, so do your best to pick them off one by one. Code acquired. Sneak your way over to one of those interceptors and disable it.
Don't kill them until after the flim flam.
Never knew what hit them. Keep it up. Wipe out another group and I'll try to get a lead on the next code.
Dang it. Doing a bunch of garbage. Messing up. Alcine. Alcine. Okay. Show the enemy that they are.
Fugitive is attended.
I got intel on the next code carrier. Shouldn't be far. Move quick and quiet. Eliminate the target. Another code acquired. Use it to knock out an interceptor. Proceed with caution.
Alright.
Home stretch now. Let's draw out that final code carrier. These sad saps even know they're pawns in some twisted game. Deliver them a little mercy. I'm starting to get angry. You would not like me.
See, this lack of Dre Mentat garbage is gonna get me flim flammed. Reloading.
I got news on that final code. Looks like the top cheese of this little gang has it. You'll need to strategize before taking this one on. Godspeed. Well fought. We've got our last code. Let's shut this asshole down entirely. Head for the final interceptor.
Yeah.
And that did it.
Hey,
Mine
got
should
10
be
script.
secure
That was
now.
iteration 9 or
We're
something.
getting pretty popular, huh? Good work, team. Head on home.
I need to get some of these grenades. Running kind of low. I'm out of dirty water now. Okay. Okay. Alrighty. I got a 3-star aristocrat's Grognak axe. Maybe it's attack speed. Maybe it's attack speed. A shoot, a shoot, a shoot, a do, and a shoot, and do, yeah. Uh-huh. How many do I have? 2? I have 2. I don't know if I could do one more. I'm running low. Need more cores. The radiation rumble event is active, Matthew. You should do that. I'm gonna quickly take over Poseidon on the side here. Okay.
This is a level 2 nuclear alert. Repeat, this is a level 2 nuclear alert. Poseidon Energy Plant WV-06 has suffered a critical failure. Hazmat teams are en route. Please remain indoors and await further instructions.
I like when this place is well lit. Come on. What's going on here? Hey there, Julie. Yeah. You're doing back to school shopping? Cool. Are you aware of the new news with the Fallout Worlds thing? It's a big deal. Excuse me. Pretty much private server mod flim flams.
Attention citizens, nuclear strike imminent. Please exit the area at your earliest convenience. Thank you for your cooperation.
Yeah. Perfect.
Generator system integrity restored.
Thank you. Really quick. Hey there, Michael. How's it going? It's basically a private world you can control. There's a bunch of settings that you can apply. You could change the weather. You could adjust the enemy spawns. You could adjust the PvP rules, the build rules, a bunch of little options. And you could build in lots of other spots, so you could really make it a role-playing server if you want to. Progression is different than your private server. It's like a whole different thing. It's called a custom world, right? There's also public worlds where non-Fallout first people can see what the custom worlds are all about by playing in a world made by Bethesda. I don't know if there's anything built in that world, but I do know that the worlds have these custom variables, you know? And they're pretty cool custom variables, like jump height, fall distance, you know, super jump height, no fall damage, a weird weather effect, stuff like that. But I'm visualizing players really developing some awesome stuff on their servers, and you might think it's bad to have no progression, but it's kind of okay as long as you have progression. Well, you do have progression within the world, just not outside of the world. It makes a clone of your character, like I predicted. I was saying that what I predicted was that once you go in there, it creates a clone of your character, a copy. And that's what the thing said today. There's another article today where they break it down. And yeah. You could have 5 copied characters, which is really, really cool. Yeah.
Poseidon Energy Plant WV-06 is now online. Canceling civilian nuclear alert. All maintenance contracts have been terminated. Your services are no longer required.
I took off Colonut earlier. Yeah, so I'm going to install the private test server, or the public test server, and see if I can get the whole thing running. It's really cool. Oh my gosh. Fusion core. Okay. And there's a fractional one in here usually. Let's head on out. Shoobity bye doo. Bing, bang, bong, boom. Yes, so did I, Julie. I saw Minerva, and I purchased... I spent all my gold, and I purchased all of the Strangler Heart set. But still have to buy all of the mods for it, you know? Or just whatever set of mods you need. And then craft the thing. Have to start buying the vault steel in the background. Every so often, buy a little bit of vault steel. She was over at the crater this time, but it's a rotational thing. She's there for certain days. I think she's there every week, and she rotates between the two spots. Whoa. The pepper shaker is a weapon that will be coming out with the next meat week, I believe. You know, it's like a new weapon. So it's a weapon plan that people really want. It's sort of like last time we got the tenderizer, which is like a really good melee weapon. Now this is the pepper shaker. Check them out. Blow it up. Repair. Alright, it's mine now. I saw the sign, and it opened up my eyes, and nothing happy never living without you. Come on. Alright. Alright, that's done. Heart of the Swamp is active. That's the easy one. Hashtag. Hashtag.
Attention, this here's Raleigh Clay on a priority message recording. A strangler heart's been picked up in the vicinity and its vine-infested creatures won't be far behind. To anyone listening, take down that heart before it controls too many creatures and things get out of hand.
Yeah. All right. Cool. Put it away. Yay. Awesome. So, I didn't really talk about how much is Smiley's gold. Is it 6,000 for 300? I think something like that. 6,000 for 300 gold. Ah! I didn't really talk about what the Facebook venues VR thing was about. I talked about the people there and that there's stuff that you're looking at and how it kind of felt to be there. But the thing that you're looking at, it was like some stupid trippy graphical thing sliding around. That's interesting. And then one of the rooms had Snoop Dogg being a DJ. Another room had the ISS station. The Snoop Dogg DJ thing had like a mediocre camera, but it was an amazing camera because whatever it was, it really felt like you're kind of there. It felt like you're small in this really awesome 3D room. But it wasn't VR, it was a video. You know?
Anyone available should report to the designated extermination site. That is all.
But the ISS video was really good. It was super high resolution, really 3D, really 360 or 180 video to the point where it felt like you're inside of it. You can look straight down over the edge of your little railing, and it really feels like you're in some space. It's crazy. Super 3D, awesomeness. And it's probably the longest video of the interior of the ISS. It was actually pretty interesting. I learned a lot about what they do on the ISS, and they're handling some stuff and putting away some cables. It's a pretty messy job. It seems like if you're up there in the ISS, you're sort of like the ambassador for a bunch of different scientists on the ground. And it seems like a bunch of scientists that aren't able to go to space, you're doing jobs for them constantly. You have to go check on a cell sample or check on some other experiment, and then write down the status while you're on some sort of conference call, and they're telling you what to look for. They're telling you to take pictures or to move the camera, you know? So you're basically a glorified robot, and you have no training in that field, but they're having you do it. Like a non-botanist is messing with plants on the ISS. You know, a non-botanist is doing it, but they're being led to people on the ground. It's just cool to think about it. Like there's nothing but countless experiments that they're doing for other people constantly, and that's all they're doing. And that's the whole point, is just to see how the effects of microgravity affect propulsion and cell division and other weird things, you know, because things behave differently when there's no relative gravity. Density is sort of a property of things, but that's like a gravity phenomenon.
All array components engaged. Activating
No.
targeting protocol.
I didn't go to a Facebook. It was a virtual reality thing. It was a virtual reality thing.
Notice to all users.
Yes, Kat, check it out. So the Facebook video thing, you're a cartoon character. You're a cartoon character. Have you tried it out yet? The Facebook venues thing. It's sort of, they had it before, but it's out again, and this time it's you have a cartoon 3D avatar thing that blinks and stuff like that. It's really weird.
Error. Components failure.
Crazy.
Immediate support required.
Crazy. Your character blinks.
Attention. Temperature spike detected.
It's not like those other
User
garbage.
support requested.
Like Rec Room has a weird little Mii head, like Nintendo Mii, little Lego person. You know, with a little drawn-on face. It has a charm because your face is drawn on with a marker, and that's a cool little effect. But it's not like a amazing, The Incredibles. It looks like Pixar. It's like Pixar. It's like Pixar. It's the I wrote about it already on Twitter and here, but there's micro expressions. You know, I was looking at someone looking at a video, and they're doing this. You know, other things would have just a mannequin head going, like a mannequin head. You know how it is. A weird mannequin head that kind of moves, but this felt like a real fleshy. I think the hair even had an animation to it as you move. It's amazing. There was a lady with a red dress on that showed up,
System orientation complete.
speaking
Signal broadcast
English with a
active.
French accent.
Target locked. Immediate evacuation.
Evacuation required. Repeat. Please retreat to a safe distance
Have I
immediately.
tried the Enclave plasma rifle? That everyone's talking about? Everyone being all the stupid sheep clones that care about some little small detail that don't understand the bigger picture of things? Look, plasma rifles do a lot of damage, right? Is the Enclave like fractionally better? Everything's relative, you know. Plasma weapons are pretty good. And I think people just aren't used to them. And then one person made a video and found out some technical detail where it's marginally better in some category, therefore it's good. A bunch of chumps. Is what I gotta say. It's like, just like with the fixer situation. If you use a fixer, you're a chump. Is what I think.
Specified hostiles. Eliminated. Infestation. Cleared. Thank you for
Big
your
old
participation.
sheep belly. A big old sheep belly clone buddy. Sheep belly clone buddy. The website told me this weapon's marginally good. Is it marginally better by 0.027%? Yes. Yeah. Plus, the flamethrower is pretty good, and it has a really long range. It has a very long range. It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. I saw a thumbnail the other day saying, "Best weapon in the game?" Question mark. Kick you off the darn bridge. Best weapon in the game? Enclave plasma rifle? I'm thinking, yes, of course you do. You heard me.
Welcome, teachers and students, to Watoga High School's annual Monster Mash. Please gather in the commons and await your instructions.
Ugh, are we doing this?
Teachers, race to find the Monster Mask.
We're not doing this.
After you...
We're doing Monster Mash. You getting your perks back there, Julie? Yeah. Yeah, so about the Facebook venue thing. I think it might be a problem because of the arguing with other humans. It's sort of a different thing when you have a bunch of people. For the most part, people are fine unless you have that one person in the corner that's shouting. And that's what happened to me. Look, there is like a bunch of people over there in the corner, and they're getting all civil rightsy, you know, civil rightsy. Okay, and there's some kid or something that was like joking around, pointing at people's faces, you know, and making fun of their hair. And he called something a dreadlock. But in reality, it was a braid. But it was a pleat or something. A pleat. No. And you know, I walk up, and I say, technically, that's a braided dreadlock. I mean, technically, I go, whoop, bing, bing. Technically, that's a braided technically, you're not wrong. You want to get all weird with the things. You know? And then There's some other flim-flam talk about the other person not knowing about the thing, and they're all agreeing with each other, patting each other on the back, saying, I know, right? Yeah, these people, they just don't even know. Boobity 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 boo. Right? These are really good avatars, Misty. And then someone said, now here's the controversial part, people. Someone said, well, the tent. Someone said, the most terrible thing I've ever heard a person ever say. The most vile and racist thing I've ever heard. Disgusting, and I had to get engaged, you know? See something, say something, you know? Hear something, do something, you know what I mean? You know? Let me go help out Matthew here. They said, no offense, but, and they're talking to each other. They're talking to each other. But there's proximity audio, and they're right there. Right there. Fred. He said, no offense, but. White people don't know anything about hair. Well, it seems very subtle, very timid, very, you know, whatever, who cares? But lightning struck that day. I brought down the hammer of justice. And I say, madam. It was pretty bad for a bit. It was pretty... it got pretty... From that point on, it got pretty horrendous. It was amazing. I couldn't record any of it, of course. It was really bad. Ooh-wee! I was calling her the R word. I said, look at you. How they're saying, and they said it's impossible. Look, it turned into a big debate about the nature of the R word, racism. They said it's impossible because they're not white. You know? You know? They broke down the technical definition of the word. You know, the weird magical word that has changed now because people want to control language? Technically, it involves systems of power. It's impossible because we're at the very bottom of the totem pole and Flim Flam's at the very top. You know?
Attention, citizens.
He kept on saying, we're at the bottom and they're at the top. We're at the bottom and they're at the top. It's impossible because we're at the bottom.
For your cooperation.
And I said, you're a white supremacist. Yeah. And they went crazy when I called him a white supremacist. It is true. Because it's true. Alright? Oh boy. I was like, mark today. What day is it? Is today the first day that you're told that? Mark the calendar. Pay attention to it. It's a very important day. It's the first day of the rest of your life. Now you have no excuse. Alright. Okay. And now we go again. Let me hop on back down to Poseidon and get my fuse and cores. Yeah, por favor. Yeah, 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 yeah. They weren't ready for my level of non-brainwashed truth, and they were just reiterating. Like, it was like four of them, you know. And then one of them, the younger one, was like saying, "Man, if this is real, we'd be jumping you by now." It was like a big thing. It was like people standing here. This person's from Sweden, person's from Australia. They're all standing around. It's a big deal. Woo-wee. It's like, this is going to be a problem, this venues thing. I said, that is the problem. Should jeopardy. You know, because they didn't have to voluntarily say about. They were saying a bunch of bad stuff. This guy's just shouting. Like, I would leave, right, and come back, and he's still talking over there in the corner to somebody else about this sort of subject, you know. And before I even walked up, you know, they're on that sort of subject. And before that, I heard him say something about that sort of thing. It was amazing. I mean, I think they should have a space for that. I think there should be a VR space just for that reason. I think that's what VR chat is for. You know? Because it helps to get in someone's face without actually hitting them. You know, there's no opportunity whatsoever for physical altercations or burning down a building or something, you know? 0% chance of being jumped. You know? You have the option to block somebody if it gets bad. That's how it should be. I'm about to go do this load bearing event right now and swap over into my excavator armor. But I gotta tell you, that lady in the red dress was beautiful. I was a big old chump. I was a big chump. It was embarrassing. It was just like the olden days. It was just like the olden days of hanging out in a club and being a big loser. It's kind of funny. It reminded me, I had flashbacks. I walk forward and I see this guy that was kind of flirting with some other girl earlier, right? And because he was like, what did he do? He was doing, he was singing some song about a hot lady. But I realized that he's like kind of like catcalling with this weird elaborate song about the hot lady in front of him. Ooh la la. It's like, oh, you're one of those people, huh? You know? But then I saw him, right, talking to some other lady. Some other lady showed up, and he went right on. Boom! I was like, hi there. Hi. Hi. Where are you from? She said, California. Where are you from? Australia. And then they talked for a second. I'm like, oh, okay. It's happening. It's happening. It's happening. Oh boy. Jiggy, 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 jiggy. You know? But then I stole her. It was a weird scenario. It was a weird and awkward and terrible. Because I stole her. I stole her. Because he went like frozen for a second and I went zoop. I was like, hey. I was like, hey. Oh, hey. It was like my first time here. I was like, yeah. I was like, what's good here? Well, that thing over there's pretty cool. The thing over there's pretty cool. And I start walking right over here, the ISS. Yep. And we go inside. Went inside the ISS together. We're watching the thing, making comments. I was talking about space. We're talking about free fall. And then people start entering the room. I'm talking to her. And then she says she has to go check her barbecue chicken. And she disappears and goes, oh, that's kind of funny, you know, because it's like the VR thing. And I'm kind of laughing. And the room is quiet. And then she leaves. And I look over. There's like 3 people looking at me. And then I realize I sound like some schmuck that's fake laughing. You know? I sound like some schmuck that's doing like some fake laugh thing, trying to be schmarmy to flirt with some lady. It was clear as day. And that one dude, the jiggy guy, was right behind me. I had to talk to him for a second. So look at the ISS. Pretty cool, huh? Woo! I had to act like I do that to everybody. I had to act like I do that to everybody. I just talk about the space station. Psh. I was like, look how strong their feet are. They must be strong feet.
Attention, mine shaft reopening imminent. Available support personnel, please report to mine shaft, the lane, for repair and collection duty. Civilians, please exit the area. Thank you.
Alright, time to go. In the 5x5. Take this off for a second. I'm gonna put on full charge.
Shaft reopening detected. Support personnel, please initiate collection and auto runner repair tasks.
No.
Precaution. Structural instability detected.
Oh, well, Kat, because you said that it's hard to imagine people sitting in their living room with their with their VR headset on, interacting like a normal situation. Well, they wouldn't be. I don't think they're. I think they're all standing. I think everyone is standing. First of all, I think everyone's sort of standing. Is the gist of it? By the way that their body language is, no one's. It seems like no one is sitting down. I don't think anybody was sitting down. Maybe one person, because they're really tall for a second. But it seemed like everybody with their body language, they were standing up, emoting. You know, it felt pretty natural. But the main problem is, I would say it's equivalent to talking on the cell phone on the subway with a blindfold on. Okay? I was over in comfort. I gotta wait until the end to prepare these guys to
Sniffer system.
do what I gotta do to loot. Yeah.
Drilling system performance at optimal level. Reinitialization.
You know what I mean? Because you don't know what's out there, and you're.
Precision mining procedures.
It's one thing to talk on a cell phone, right? Talking on a cell phone, doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo-ba-doo, right? But imagine you're talking on a cell phone with two. It's more like you're talking on earbuds, like you're talking with earbuds in, because you can't hear the outside world as much with the blindfold on. So the second you end the phone call, you go, "That's awkward. Hey guys, how's it going?" It's really weird. Like talking to people is really weird, I guess. But you get over it, I guess. It feels like you're in a different place. I feel weird because I'm standing. I'm kind of standing there.
Flame token.
You know. Yeah. So, I think, yeah, it's a natural benefit to stand in that environment. I think. Because you could sort of lean over the railing. There's a rail that you could lean over and look. You'd feel sort of disabled sitting down talking to people. But you could raise your height, you know. If you're sitting, you can make it seem like you're standing. That's how these things work.
Mineral harvesting routine interrupted. Auto miner requires immediate repair.
Mineral detection protocol. Active reinitialization.
Yes, Matthew, it feels like I'm actually... Well, I think Kat would agree. It feels like you're actually going to a spot. Or it feels like you're in a definite volume space when you're in VR. It feels like you're within a cavity, wherever the environment might be. If it's a persistent environment, it feels even more so that way. Like leaving the Facebook venues thing, it really felt like I was leaving a room. Just like here, I'm in a room, but I'm not really in a room. But if I was in the VR, I might feel claustrophobic by the ceiling height, you know? Or I might feel like there's a breath of fresh air once I walk outside. And that's sort of what it feels like. For example, in the venues thing, they have the interior spaces, and then they have the outdoor lobby with the open sky. It really feels like you're in an outdoor lobby with the open sky, with the sun or something, versus an interior darker space with walls and a ceiling. Because of the 3D nature of things, remember, it's super 3D, and the depth perception and other cues really enhance the 3D. Normally, in videos or movies, whatever, you have a single point of view fixed. But with a human, you have two eyeballs, and you can wiggle your head, and you have depth perception, and you get the parallax effect. We got the parallax effect here, but it's not as significant because the head is fixed to my body.
Right. Senior executive detective. Please reserve gun.
But in terms of going to some spot, it all depends. If you get Steam VR, they have a bunch of these nice home environments that are really, really good. A lot of them are photometric, which means they were constructed using a bunch of photographs, making a 3D space, so they look pretty good. And then some of them have like water physics thrown on top. So like it'd be like an old castle with a cemetery behind it and some other stuff, but it's all real. The lighting and everything. It feels like you're in a frozen dream of a real spot. It's kind of freaky because it's frozen. It's like an uncanny valley for reality. But that's how it feels when you're doing Fallout 4 VR as well, you know? It feels like it's a real object or something. Do I think they'll make a suit? Yeah. Like a haptic suit where you can feel things? Yes, they're researching it. It'll probably use temperature or something. I don't think tapping into the brain directly is the answer, because I think it's pretty hard. You know, I think it'll take a lot of convincing. Maybe not. I don't know. If they could make me feel like I have a third leg, even though I can't see it, they probably could. If the whole phantom limb idea, I think they could do it through the whole phantom limb concept, because you can feel pain, right? You don't need your body to do it. Or something. We talking about Ready Player One?
Priority responder message incoming. Immediate evacuation of the First Friends Church in Charleston is required due to swarming vermin. Burrowing in this area does reveal salvage, but well-equipped trained personnel can recover.
But I will say one thing.
Civilians should remain
I think for the
clear while
most part,
bells
you don't
ring.
need haptic feedback. In reality, you don't really need it, because you're not naked. All you really have are your hands exposed and your face and like the back of your neck and your ears. Right? Nothing else is exposed, typically. You know, if you're a lady, you might be wearing a dress. But that's the only exception. Short sleeve shirt. You know, when I wear a short sleeve shirt, I'm not trying to feel the wind on my arms. I'm not trying to feel the bushes scratch my arms either. I'd rather if I didn't feel it. So I put a jacket on. I specifically put a jacket on to lose sensation, because it's too much, right? I don't mind I like to feel the wind in my hands, not so much in my arms. So we purposely turn off physical sensation, is my point. You know? We wear gloves when it's dangerous. You lose all. You lose. You still have some stuff. Now in VR, you're holding a controller, and because you're holding a controller, that sort of makes up for the loss, like the brain situation, because you really are holding something. You know, when you're holding a gun, you're really holding a gun. You're holding the handle of the controller. You know. Typically, when you pick something up, you go to grab the existing controller, so you really are touching something. So there is already some subtle haptic feedback. Just imagine it's dulled. Think of it like this. Imagine you have really thick snowboard gloves on, and you go to pick up something. You can feel it, but it's really distorted and really, really vague, but your brain doesn't care. You don't feel like you're left out all that much. I want to feel it. I want to feel it. Do you? This is a jellyfish, the most poisonous in the world. One touch will kill you. I want to feel it. VR. No, you don't. You don't want to feel it. You know what things feel like. Feel this now. It'd be cool if they give you props, you know? If you had like a VR storybook where you had a different thing you touch, like a little throw pillow that goes in your lap that you touch that has like scales on it or hair or some other surface. At the right time, you feel it and you can kind of get immersed. If your character's doing the right thing, you know, you go, and then you reach through the thing and, you know, whatever. It'd be cool to go to an augmented reality haunted house, don't you think? You know, the kind where they have all kinds of flim-flam? Gotta go right here. I'm going through the lucky hole mine now. Like you put your hand in the garbage with the headset on and it looks like worms or something, but it's just spaghetti. They already have that where you do it blindfold, you know? Blindfolded, and then your mind fills in the gaps. Alright, alright, alright. Hey there, white supremacist? For what? The person I was talking to was declaring that Caucasians are at the top of the totem pole and dark-skinned people are at the bottom of the totem pole. And that it's infused into all of our institutions and blah 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 and whatever. And that is white supremacy. If you declare it to be true that they are at the bottom and they are at the top and there's nothing you can do about it because it's all in their favor, that is supremacy. And it's bad. It teaches people to stay at the bottom. It teaches people to be comfortable at the top. It's just bad. Whatever. It makes people feel guilty for something. It's just all bad. Yeah. Anyways, I'm here for some ore. Some lead ore.
Cannot be reached, and that's okay.
I smell the coffee. The coffee's burning up. Eating me good. He hoo, he hum, he high. My coffee's burning. Alright. I do this all the time now. I figure it's good to do. Right after I'm forced to put this on from the load bearing event. Goodbye, Missy. You'll pay for this, Captain Planet. I always find that camouflage effect sort of annoying with the sound effect and everything. It's nice collecting stuff when you don't need it. Like I say, if you drink water when you're already thirsty, it's too late. It's too late. So I'm really interested in trying out this test server situation, so yeah. I'm gonna get some more fusion cores, and if you want to do another run there, Matthew, we can. Oh, never mind. You're leaving. You're driving 1.5 hours to a VA appointment. Oh my. Oh yeah. That's a long drive.
I can see it. The number you have dialed cannot be reached, and that's okay.
Yeah. Living in the woods. You know, I think I'm fantasizing a bit too much when it comes to these public worlds or the custom worlds. I'm thinking that you could change everything and that you could build anywhere and really have your own little world. Maybe you can't. I don't really know how the enemy spawns are gonna work, or how that anything of that variety is gonna work, and that's what I'm really curious about. And at first, with the whole public world idea, I thought it was about, I thought it was going to be a world that was really built up, like with a bunch of buildings already built up by Bethesda. But in reality, I think it might just be a normal game with some modifiers. Normal game with modifiers, I would like if they took the time to build some stuff out to show us what's possible. I want to see what's possible.
Holy Mothman, I join you in turn. You're dead.
Yeah.
I go to the divide.
Okay, uh-oh. For a while I didn't know about this crack in the wall. Crack in the wall. Or the second crack in the wall.
His enemies cannot hide. His foes cannot escape. All will face the Mothman's judgment.
Whoa, I'm out.
I ascend.
I took off Skeet Shooter and an Enforcer. They don't really do any damage. They sort of do. But sometimes, like I said, it's nice to have a wider spray. Spread. Well, I knew about it because I saw the hole in the wall, but I didn't know how to get through the hole in the wall. Let's not go that way. We don't have to kill the interloper. The interloper. Yeah, so I'm going to try to install the test server. Alright, that's what I want to try to do. And I would like to stream it today. I haven't slept yet. I'm trying to rotate my schedule over a little bit.
Attention
I really
citizens.
enjoy streaming at nighttime
Nuclear
sometimes,
strike imminent.
into the morning.
Please exit the
I was
area
doing that
at
VR
your
earlier,
earliest convenience.
and that argument lasted a while.
Thank you for your cooperation.
It felt weird taking off the headset, you know? It felt like going... It felt like moving from the middle of a crowded party, having an argument, to the middle of an open field. Poof. Poof. You know, I think what it was the fact that it's a live conversation is not a chat box. In most other contexts where I have these arguments, they're asymmetrical. The comment is there, and you go back to the comment and you reply to the comment. You come back a day later and continue the argument. So the argument is never really gone, and the room is never really closed. Like on Twitter, the room is never really closed. You know what I mean? You could have an argument with somebody on Tuesday and continue it on next Friday, and it never really ended. 3 years later, you say, you're stupid. You know? But you can't do that in like a VR environment. You have to actually walk up to the person and say, hey buddy, tap, 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 you're stupid. Today, right now. You know? Not a recording or a message. Right? I realize that that's like a big difference between the two. The fact that one is like a chat room that's alive and active, but it's live and you will miss things. Nothing is recorded because you can't record it with your headset. So it's a weird temporary ghosty. It felt very, very real because reality, you can't really record stuff as much. You know, you don't really record things when you go down to the store and talk to a random person. Oh, you like pork and beans? Mind if I record you? You know, it's kind of weird. Back in the olden days, you'd have like a live chat room, but you still have a chat log, and you can kind of scroll up the chat log and go reply to something that somebody wrote a while ago. Alright, let's head back and swap out my armor. You know, better yet, before I swap out the armor, I'm going to get the iron ore. There's some iron ore right over here. I wonder what's in there. What's in there? Milk? Oil? Alright, here we are. We're here for the ore. This ore down here doesn't really work, okay? But the ore on top does. I'm here for the iron ore. I figure I might as well, if I'm already in my excavator armor. I like to do it once per day. If you could imagine, can you imagine actually doing Lucky Hole Mine every single day? Because that's a good thing to do. Or even twice per day if you do it, you know, in the morning and nighttime. Sometimes you only do it when you need to do it, you know? Sometimes you do it all the time if you're using a certain weapon, but I propose doing it every day whether or not you're using the lead. In fact, it's best to farm the stuff when you're not using it. That way you can get some big numbers up. Big numbers. You know, I don't like people. I don't like how people are disrespecting these scientific milestones. In our age, we had Jeff Bezos and Richard Branson go to space in their own private companies spaceship, branded Blue Origin and the Virgin Galactic Mobile SpaceX thing, you know. And that's a pretty big deal. I don't know if Branson was the first for his crew, but he might have been. But Bezos was on the first person to flight, you know, before it was all testing. So that's a big, brave move. It's a big deal, you know. It's a big step, and it means a lot. And it's going to help improve science all over the planet, because if you think about it, as you do that, luxury equals awesome. Like, once luxury gets thrown in, if it's just fly up, fly down, that's in. But if it's fly up, soar across for a bit, and do something, then you have all kinds of new technologies, like a floating bar or space drones. Don't you want space drones that work in 0G and do awesome weird things that carry a tray full of alcoholic drinks to you, like a space yacht? You're gonna have that, and with a space yacht you have all kinds of new technologies, like I said, that work really well up there, but then that improves stuff on the ground, so it's a full cycle. You know? I'm sure there's somebody in some little country somewhere complaining about Westerners talking about a brand new TV and how cool it is, when they could say, you know, for that one TV you can feed 85 people. That means we don't get TVs? No more TVs because people are hungry? You know what I mean? Like no more new TV technology because it's a waste of time. All of it. We don't need to learn about optics. But if you look at the consensus, so I'm saying all that, right? I think it's a good thing. But if you look at the consensus on the internet, by the media, and by people, it's billionaire Bezos flies to space on his own private spaceship, or billionaire with a couple other millionaires going to space, or billionaires leaving to space. They want you to think that they're leaving. They want you to think that they're rich people. This is what rich people do. This is like they're a toy. Even Neil deGrasse Tyson's making fun of it. It's sick. Everyone's trained to hate it because they want you to not like capitalism. It's all brainwashing. Billionaire Bezos goes to space. Billionaire Branson. You'll never get to go because you're poor.
Look for a renewable resource.
Never get to go. And by the time it's affordable, it'll be for your great-great-great-great-grandchildren. And who cares about them, right? Who cares about your great-grandchildren? We care about now, and we can't go to space, just rich people, so who cares about them? Sounds pretty selfish to me. If I can't go, then no one goes. 'Cause I'm poor. It doesn't matter what it took to get into the darn room. You don't have to dismiss it. This guy got to go to space, yeah, because his parents paid $225 million. Yeah, okay. This guy got to fight aliens in space, yeah, because he got a grant from the Flim Flam Society. Okay. That's nice. Well, it's not so much about leaving Earth. It's pretty important. Space isn't real, by the way. Or it is real, but it's not like a thing. You know? We've been over this. About space. No? It's just the whole idea of being weightless and what that really means. And I think it's a good platform for discovery. And if in the platform you have to have a bit of luxury, then so be it. It's not so much about going to space. It's about utilizing the like the frictionless environment and the controlled. It's a really good controlled environment for experiments. And I think the like the weightless thing, the relative weightlessness, is really important for experiments. And the way that fire behaves, we could probably make some really awesome inventions that work in 0G that'll help us out on Earth. Space lasers, you know, and solar panels. Laser from the sun, sending energy down, microwave beam, some flam. Let's go sell some stuff. Well, the Earth is pretty nice. Pretty nice. It's almost perfect. It's kind of weird.
Hard day of killing and looting. Don't want to haul it back yourself. Sell it here.
You know, I'm thinking about all the stuff that could be in the entire universe. Clouds of gas, nebulas, and weird flim-flam, plasma flims. And everything's all unstable, floating around, crazy, volatile. But you have something that looks like this. Or even like this. You know, just stuff like not moving. I know how it all works. Relative motion. I understand. But if an alien came here and be like, wow, this isn't like a weird different dimension where things are like kind of fixed and weird. That's interesting, because where I come from, things are kind of crazy. This is like, what the heck? You have like stuff here on this. What the? This is Earth, huh? What? Everything's just kind of hanging out. You got like a sky and rain. The things. I know rain's a concept. It's everywhere. Cycles, moisture, evaporation. I know how it works. But pretty darn nifty.
Note to self. Ludwig appears to have
I mean, looking around is pretty darn amazing. I think it's our psychological attachment to it that makes it more amazing. It's not just a bunch of matter. When I look at a hill and like the grass and trees and stuff, I don't. Sometimes I do see the truth of it, and it's kind of horrifying. But sometimes I see the fluffy cloud of reality on top of it. It's a nice cloud, you know, where you think of movies and TV shows and happiness that took place in a spot like that. People running around over the hill, holding hands. You know, there's balloons and stuff like that. Whatever, you're imagining it, but in reality, it's just a mountain, just some rock eroded by water and glaciers, and some plant life on top. And there's nutrients over there. Sometimes I see it like that. I see it like, you know, oh, look at the erosion. Look at the rocks and the dirt and the rubble and the things and the metal put here by people, the cement and the pole. I don't see it like, oh, look, there's a road and there's my house. You know, you see it as a bunch of atoms. But it's a good system. It's a very nice, solid, weird system where things just don't flow together. Anyways. Yeah, so I'm thinking about doing this private test server, public test server thing. And that involves installing it. Okay. And we made it about 2 hours into this stream. But in reality, this is like the continuation from yesterday. So I'm going to leave now. I've already done my daily challenges. The week rolled over, which is fantastic. I've already done most of that. Got to build some stuff, claim more workshops, level up 2 more times. Look at this. 250 script, yeah. Bullion. We're getting there. Battle cry. Yeah, so I'm going to try to install this test server thing. And it's going to be very exciting, okay? Uh-huh. If I'm still awake and bright and bushy-tailed, then I'll be live again this morning. Okay? If not, then in the afternoon. But I want to stream my impression of the public test server environment. I haven't done it before, and I want to stream my impression of this new Fallout World thing. Even though it's a test server thing, we can still try out the public world, is what I'll be trying out. It's very exciting. Very exciting. Very exciting. Nice to have you, Kat. I know that morning is more your time for the stream. So that's specifically why I do the morning time. Sort of. But I'll be back in a bit, maybe. Okay? Thank you for hanging out. Goodbye.